Hello, everybody! Leave Me Alone by Vera Brosgol. Leave me alone! Once there was an old woman. She lived in a small village in a small house with a very big family. Wow, so many children in one family house. Jumping on the bed. Grandma. Oh, hew. Winter was coming. That meant she had something very important needing to do. But it wasn't getting done. Oh! Her grandchildren were very curious about her knitting. Were you supposed to hit the ball with a stick? Hey! 치는 거 아닌데? Could you eat it? No, baby. Could you make your brother eat it? No, 먹는 거 아니야. Wow, long line. Why did the ball get smaller and smaller as you chased it? The old woman was at the end of her rope. So she made her bed as neatly as she could. She swept the floorboards until they more or less shone. She drank tea from her samovar. She packed up her things in a big sack, and as she left, she shouted back, "Leave me alone! 날 내버려둬라!" The old woman walked through the deep, dark forest. She made a fire so that she could see what she was doing. Then she sat down and began to knit. Oh, bear! Roar! The bear family was very curious about the light from her fire and about what she might taste like. Tasting? No! 할머니 위험해요! Leave me alone! The old woman shouted, but they didn't listen because bears don't speak English. Don't speak English. So she picked up her sack and left. 뭐지? The old woman climbed up the mountainside. It was cold, so she found a small sheltered place. Then she sat down and began to knit. 여기선 아무도 방해하지 않겠지? The mountain goats were excited to have a visitor. 손님이다. Especially one that brought snacks. Snacks? No, they are not snacks for you. 먹는 거 아니야. Leave me alone! The old woman shouted. But the goats were too busy fighting over the red ones, which they all agreed were the best. Red is the best. So she picked up her sack and left. The old woman climbed higher and higher up the mountain. She reached the top and climbed onto the moon. Oh! She found the rock that was shaped like the chair. She sat down and began to knit. 여기는 아무도 방해하지 않을 거야. The little green moon man had never seen a woman before, old or otherwise. They examined her with handheld scanners that went beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Hey, good, you follow the old woman? Leave me alone! The old woman shouted, but the little green moon man couldn't hear her because they didn't have any ears. 귀가 없잖아. So she picked up her sack and left through the wormhole. Oh! The void on the other side of the wormhole was very dark and very, very quiet. She was absolutely, completely, utterly alone. It was perfect. 이제 좀 집중할 수 있게 됐군. Soon she had no more yarn and 30 little sweaters, and she was alone. So she put the 30 sweaters into her big sack. She swept the void until it was a nice matte black. She had a cup of tea from her samovar. Then she picked up the sack and left through another wormhole. To where? 어디로 가시는 거지? Oh! When she came out the other side, everything was right where she'd left it. Harmony! And she didn't say a word. Welcome back! Sweaters! Oh, they are all wearing the sweaters the old woman made. The end.